you're 30, you're still living with your parents. I was like, yeah, that's pretty normal for us.
Like, okay, we don't have the money to buy
So
in the
housing
past.
crisis are bringing
Yeah,
families
exactly.
together.
I moved out from the country at 25. Family, you need your own privacy, I guess.
It's in their culture in France here to move out, to explore the world. We are their retirement plans.
Okay. Mexico shouldn't be like this. It's like we're their investments. My grandma can know all the people on the street, and you would like to get a funeral for yourself when you die, like arranged marriage or love marriage.
You don't even know if I'm dating right now.
I cannot choose family over my. Hello and welcome to another episode of Masala and
Salsa
with Andrea.
and Priyanjana.
And today, as you can see, we have a new set, which is really nice.
And we will talk about the set maybe in future episodes when we bring the people from here.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is interesting. Like, now we feel like we're in a truth set. And even you don't see, there's a lot of audience out there.
Yes. So if you see somebody passing by, it's our audience, not because people work here.
Okay, so anyways, Priyanjana or Masala, can you start like telling us what is going to be the episode of today?
Today we'll be talking about family values and cultural differences that we have seen between our home countries and France. So for me, it's India. For
me,
Salsa.
it's Mexico, obviously, and as well, things that we have seen
in France, and like our observations and some things that are a kind of cultural shock for us.
Yeah. So in one of these topics that we are wondering, like how is in different countries, we'll say like, for example, how at what age is normally for you in India to, I don't know, to move out from your parents' house or
Yeah, so it totally depends because a lot of time people don't even move out. So for example, my brother, he still lives with my family. He is 33, I think. 33, 34. Sorry. And he's 35.
he was like he's younger than you? Don't believe that.
Younger than me.
23, you were saying?
I said 33.
Okay. Well,
33 or 35. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible sister in that sense, but yeah, he's 33 or 34, and he still lives with my family. So it's kind of in our culture because the boy, because patriarchy runs everywhere. So the boy, they don't really leave the family. It's the woman who after marriage goes to and lives with the in-laws. Boys, of course, they move out for jobs and stuff if they find a job in another city, which is most likely the case because, we have so many cities and villages. So they go to other places. But for example, my brother was lucky enough because he decided to work with my dad. So they stay in the same house. So we have everything similar, which is very normal for us. Whereas when I look at here in France, it feels so weird because people are like, oh yeah, we move out, like, you're 30, you're still living with your parents. I was like, yeah, that's pretty normal for us.
but you moved out when you were studying in a different city, no?
Yeah,
Also.
so
But then you came back.
Yeah, so for me, it was a different situation because I decided to get my my bachelor's in another city. So that's why I moved to that city. But I would, for holidays and everything, I would come back. Then I started working in a different city. My internship was in a different city. And then, of course, I moved to France. So I've always been moving out because my career was never in the same area as my birthplace because my city is really tiny. But there are a lot of people who, the only time that I lived home as an adult was when COVID happened. So obviously, I didn't have anything back then. So I moved back.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like,
But I'm not, apart from the fact, but like a lot of my guy friends also do that. So it totally depends on the person, but it is totally normal to live with your family if you're older.
okay.
Yeah. So what about you? Like in Mexico, when do people move out?
Well, I think it depends on many reasons. Like one of those is finding a job somewhere else that is not your hometown, wherever. But also, like I think nowadays it's normal that if you are above 30 and still single and or whatever, it's still okay to be living with your parents because like housing prices and stuff are getting like higher, and so that's also another thing that we're like, okay, we don't have the money to buy our own property as parents were they did
So
in the
housing
past.
prices are bringing families together.
Yeah, that's correct. So, but yeah, I mean, like, it depends from families to families. But for example, in my case, I moved out from the country at 25.
Okay.
So, yeah, my parents were at first like, what are you going to go and do or do in another country, which
Yeah.
you don't even know like
That
things. And I'm
yeah.
like, are you kidding? I mean, like, I'm an
I'm an
adult.
adult. You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's for me. And for now, like for example, my sister, she's 27, and she also doesn't live there. She just go back and forth to visit them.
Okay.
But she moved out because of a job.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I don't know if it's
And because you also live in a smaller city, so I think
yeah.
people around you all have to move out to bigger cities to find a job.
Most of the times, I mean, yeah, it depends. But yeah, that's in terms of like in my case for example. But yeah, I mean, like it depends if people no normally it's for jobs and like when you get married or this.
So when you get married, both of you, like the groom and the bride, you both move out of your parents' house to live in a separate place?
Yeah, normally it's like in the
Mexico.
Mexico situation or culture is like the groom has already have like a place where he can bring his wife.
So
But if
the
not, then you go and move with your
in-laws.
in-laws,
Okay.
which that was the experience of my mom and mother on this and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know. I
So
might
you live
be
with your abuela and everything.
yeah, it might be like a fun at the beginning, but then it's like like you start your own family, you need your own privacy, I guess,
Yeah.
instead of just being with your in-laws and sharing stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
But that's normally like if the groom doesn't have a place to bring the wife, then
Yeah.
or but now it's like if you don't have anything, then
Yeah.
don't get married.
You're not.
But yeah, I mean like that's what happens with marriage. But for example, for you,
Yeah.
marriages in India are and also in here. I mean, I don't know
So
exactly like
what
how
what
that.
I've spoken to, like with the French friends I've had, and for some reason I have friends who are like older than me most of the time. Like, I don't know, I hang out with 50-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
So they always talk about like how so it's very normal for them, like at 20, like now of course things are changing with the housing prices, and a lot changed after COVID because people were coming back home. But it was very normal at 2021. People started moving out of their house, like not for jobs, but also just because it's in their culture in France here to move out, to explore the world, and to know
Mm.
more. I think it's also more European. And another thing, which I think it's in Germany and other countries as well, is that because once you turn 25 in France, you start, if you're a French citizen, you start receiving an RSA, which is
Mhm.
basically like you get some money. If you're unemployed, you start getting some kind of money to sustain your lifestyle. So that kind of also aids you to, like, live away from your parents and start your own life. And you learn how, because I think you learn a lot when you live away from your parents. Like,
Yeah,
I know I was mollycoddled and I was a
you
princess
might
at
be a
home.
struggle, but you might find the solutions as well.
Yes. I mean, I know I was mollycoddled with my parents. Like, we had, like, back home, when I go back, I'm just like, oh, I'm a princess. I'm not going to do anything because we have people to cook, we have people to clean, we have, like, all those aspects. And not to, like, this is not a bragging thing, but like, um, India has huge inequalities, so there are like layers of it. But most of us have domestic helps back home. So even when I was living, when I was working and I was living alone, so of course I'm not making that much money. I have to cover the rent and all my expenses.
Yeah,
I still had domestic help because you need somebody to take care. So like I had somebody to like cook for me while I was working and those
yeah.
things. So which is very normal. But here the problem is that people. I mean, I wouldn't say like a problem, but it's something very cultural that because you receive aid from the government, it's easier to
Hmm.
move out. Because like if I'm 25 and it's just starting off my career, I am not making enough money, and starting jobs don't pay you well.
Yeah, yeah,
So at least the government is giving you APL or CAF, so half of your rent is covered by them. So
yeah, yeah,
those kind of things kind of help you to be more independent, I feel.
yeah. To move out from your family
Yeah.
place. Yeah, I mean, like that's quite of a difference in between our three countries.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, when I mentioned, it, it's very normal for us, like, also to take care of, because when once our parents become older, we take care of them. We don't
Hmm.
have like, it's little bit of more like shame when if your parents go to an old age home. So in our country, like, because our parents, their generation, they don't have like retirement plan. We are their retirement plans.
Okay, okay,
So
I see.
that's also a reason, like, even when I said a lot of people move to other cities to take care of the to get a job in bigger cities, they send money home, they visit home, because who's going to take care of your parents?
Mhm.
Which is very different in France, because I've seen like most people, old people, they just hang out at old age homes and like they
Yes.
live by themselves.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like sometimes I see like all elder people like going anywhere by themselves. Seems like Mexico shouldn't be like this. You can be an elder accompanied by another young person, right?
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
do you also have, because again, India has like, it's very patriarchal in that sense, but because the woman has to move and live with the in-laws,
mm,
so you also kind of lose touch. For example, my maternal grandparents, they had three daughters. I mean, they have three daughters. So all three daughters, they moved to their husband's place
they
and their
lose
cities.
they lost touch with her parents.
No, I mean, we all go there, but we don't live with them. So it's like my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, they're alone. So my
Mhm.
mom and my masi is basically aunt from like mother's side. We keep visiting them, but we don't live there. If there was a boy, he would have lived with them to help them and aid
Mm.
them. So does that happen in your country as well?
I mean, not exactly. I mean, if like normally the girl goes with the boyfriend's parents, whatever.
Yeah.
But if even the boyfriend doesn't have a place, then they move to the girl's parents if the parents allow and stuff
Okay.
like that. But normally it's like every new family they go to their new places, and
Yeah.
then parents, grandparents, they are in their own houses, so we go and visit them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's like I think of every Sunday in
Yeah.
my case, for example.
Yeah.
So I live with my parents, their own like household and stuff, and then every Sunday probably I could go and visit my grandma or like parents like
Yeah.
grandparents that are still alive.
Yeah. So
So
once like your parents, they retire and they stop having income. So is this like a taboo topic around money, that like, do your grandparents like, or your parents, do they have savings to take care of themselves, or is it like you or your brother, they would have to send money back home to take care?
there is one of the things like they have their retirement, and but also it's like we have been educated in a certain way that yes they can give us the studies and all of that, and that's why it's like we're their investments, we'll
Yeah, yeah.
say.
Okay, so it's similar.
So but it's not a mandatory thing, so
Yeah.
in that case it's like if you are a good children or son or daughter whatever,
Yeah.
and you want to give money to your parents,
Yeah.
you can do it and they will accept it.
And is it both ways? Like the girl and the boy are expected to do the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Because in our culture, I mean, my family is not like that. I mean, they don't expect me to send money home, or even my brother, to be honest, in that sense. But most people, like, because in our culture, it's very, I mean, it's not that things have changed since it was before.
Hmm.
But what happens is, because once you're married, you're in a way, like, this is again not my thing, but this general consensus that the girl becomes like the property of the in-laws family.
Mm,
So everything, whatever she earns or does, is for the in-laws. So it's kind of seen a bit weirdly if she sends like money back to her own parents instead of
yeah.
her in-laws.
No, and
Again,
that's it. That's even like very different in here. Like here, they don't even help their parents, I
yeah,
think, right?
yeah,
So it's like everything they earn or whatever is mostly for themselves.
yeah.
It's not
For
like
me, it was such a cultural shock when I saw, like, I was talking to somebody. I'm like, oh, where do your grandparents live? They're like, yeah, they live in an old age home. And I was like, why? Like, they have such a great house, you can live with them. Like, and they were like, no, why? Because if you think from their point of view as well, they're like, why would they want to live with us? Like, we
Mhm,
are loud, we are generations apart, we do not have anything in common.
mhm,
At least
mhm.
in old age home, they know they've been taken care of.
Yep.
They have nurses all the time, and they have people their age to mingle with.
It's cute, as you would say, like seeing the elder people in the streets and whatever. But at the same time, it's like sad that you don't have friends all over the street. We'll say, like as in Mexico, for example.
Yeah,
Like my grandma can know all the people on the street, and she
yeah,
still like they come to her
yeah.
house
But
and have a chat
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's something very strange here. Do you even know who your neighbors are in France here?
No, I don't.
Exactly. Like
That's
back home, everybody knows what's going on. Like, you live with them. Like, okay, you even ask them for favors. Like, okay, can you sit my dog for the time being? And even like small things that used to be a joke. sometimes like, oh, I don't have milk in my house anymore, so can I just like get one
Mhm.
mug from you? And that would be completely normal. Here we don't even know who exists next to
Yeah,
us.
exactly. That's something sad. I mean, like in my home back in Mexico, in my town, I know like all the people, and I used to hang out with my neighbors and stuff. And here's like, why don't you even invite me to your apartment? I don't know. We can have a cup of water, or a
Couple of
glass of
water.
wine. I don't know, cup of coffee.
Yeah, no,
You know?
because that's a very normal thing to do. Like, when you move in, other people from your area, like back in India, they would invite you that, oh, you just moved in, like, this is me, ta 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 ta, ta, and why don't you come for a cup of chai? Like, that's a very normal thing to do here. Nobody gives a
No
fuck.
one. Yeah, no. But anyways, I mean, like that's the privacy thing that they
Yeah,
also have,
which
like
which
very present
is
here.
also really,
Yeah. You
it's a
you
good
you
thing and a bad
enjoy
thing.
you enjoy being more private than
Yeah.
yeah. So
I,
you prefer this behavior than the one in India.
no, I mean, see, both have pros and cons. I love the
Have you
idea.
adapted to this to
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I'm very adapted now, but like at the same time, if I say if something happens to me, there's a story about I don't know if you've seen this in Lille itself. This Spanish woman, her body was found after like 35 years
Hmm.
because nobody knew like she was dead.
No.
I'll share the link with you. It's super like it's in View Lille.
Oh yes, I think I must
Yeah,
read.
so that is kind of one of my fear. Like, if I'm alone and whatever, like something happens, people would never know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
in that way,
That's.
I like okay, my neighbors were nosy enough to
But
find out.
imagine, don't you would like to get a funeral for yourself when you die? Like people there trying to remind you. But no, after 20 years later, then
Yeah,
they.
she wasn't married. She did not have kids or family. So like, it's a story. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah. So let's jump into your favorite segment.
Everyone's favorite. Please
Yeah.
put down in the comment that you guys like rapid fire or not.
Is it everyone's favorite segment? We'll see.
A guest like
Your
it.
comments will let us know. So, it has to be very rapid.
Yeah.
So, arranged marriage or love marriage?
None.
Okay. Will you let your parents choose your partner?
If I'm desperate enough.
Wow. Big fat Indian wedding, yay or nay?
To attend, yay. To throw my own, nay.
Your parents will not allow you to do so.
I mean, yeah, I know they would want a big fat wedding, but I don't want to do it. Like, I want a small wedding. Like, go to
Wouldn't you enjoy to have 5 days of partying with all your
throwing a
people
5 days
and
party is a lot of work. I've done it for my brother. I've done it like for like other people. I don't want to do it. Like, I want to enjoy my own wedding with like 5 people.
yeah, makes sense. Live with your in-laws after marriage? Yes or no?
It depends, but I think in my case it would be no because I would be somewhere else depending on my job.
Yeah, that's true. Dating secretly or openly?
Secretly.
Yes.
Always a secret.
Yes.
You don't even know if I'm dating right now.
Maybe or maybe yes, I do.
Yeah, no.
Well,
I'm a huge believer of keep it private until you have like a ring on your finger.
yeah, I hope soon that happens. Well, anyways, those were my 5 questions.
Let me ask you some rapid fire.
Okay.
Mexican wedding or French wedding?
Of course, Mexican.
Family approval before dating? Sí o no?
What?
Family approval before wedding?
No. No, no, no,
Oh.
no, no.
Okay.
They don't get to choose for my partners as they will do for you, probably.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's very important to have a family approval. Like, I cannot just marry anyone. My family needs to approve that person. Move out early or stay close to your family?
I mean, move out early, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Big loud parties every weekend or live quietly in a suburb like an old person?
Both. Totally both. Like 5 years ago, I would go for the first option. These days, it's more like I'm quiet.
But if you had the money and everything, what would you choose?
To do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you choose your family or would you choose your partner in case they don't get along with each other?
That's a tough one. I mean, like, I cannot choose family over my love partner, and
But
then
isn't
the
your
other way
partner your
around.
family
That's
now?
supposed to be, but like sometimes they just don't get along. What would you do?
I mean, I have to get my approval from my parents beforehand before I get married, anyways.
Yeah, if you don't get approval, but you love the person, then you have to
I'm
choose
pretty
over
sure if
someone.
I like somebody and love somebody, my family will approve of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, my family, I think they're very open to that fact.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so that's the end of our episode. This episode has been crazy. We had some technical difficulties in between. So yeah,
If this episode comes out, bravo to
yeah.
us. If not, oh,
A la próxima.